Today's show begins in Georgia with a multi-sport athlete who's making a case to be the best football player in the 2024 class. That's this week's 5-star feature. He's a 2-time state champion in wrestling. He's placed in the top 6 at state in both the 100-meter dash and the long jump. But neither wrestling nor track is Sammy Brown's best sport. This 5-star linebacker and running back is one of the elite athletes in the 2024 football recruiting class.
Well, he's just so versatile. He could do anything we ask him to do. Play running back, he can play wide receiver, he can play tight end, he could play linebacker, he could play outside linebacker. He could rush the passer if we needed him to do that.
I think he would be upset if he wasn't allowed to play both ways. He wants to be on the field.
I definitely enjoy it because I don't like to be off the field. It's kind of keeps you on edge. You want to get out there.
I've been coaching a long time, and he's the most versatile, well-rounded football player that I think I've ever coached, and we've coached a lot of good ones over the years.
Sammy is from Jefferson, Georgia. It's a little more than an hour outside of Atlanta, about a half hour from Athens.
The history of this town, like so many towns in northeast Georgia, it's a mill town. That work ethic, that blue-collar pride in what we have here carries over even though the mills are gone.
I think it's one of the best places to live. I think it's just close enough to, the Atlanta area where you've got the city part of it, but you're still out there in the country and you can go hunting and fishing.
Here at Jefferson High, Sammy's put in a lot of time to mold himself into a strong, versatile athlete. He's been known to put on a show in the Jefferson weight room.
I think it's the best part because, when you're out there putting in that work, that it's going to pay off on Friday night or on Saturday. That it's going to pay off in the weight room, out on the field doing extra work. It's going to pay off eventually. So that's kind of the mentality that I have when I do it. It's enjoyable. It's really enjoyable to just go out there and push myself.
I think first and foremost, he loves the game. And he's happiest when he's playing the game, whether it be practice or a game. Sammy understands that a lot of his ability is God-given. I would say probably one of the strongest kids pound for pound in the country. He has a 405-pound power clean, which is very rare for a high school kid. He ran a 10.6900 as a sophomore. So these are very impressive marks of athletic ability, especially for a kid that weighs between 230 and 235.
Well, he's blessed, number one, but he's also taken what he's been blessed with and developed it. I think a lot of people have talent, but they don't do the things that he's been willing to do for a long period of time to develop the gifts that he's been given. And so I think that's what always separates great players from good players is their willingness to do the things that it takes to be successful, and he's definitely got that trait in everything that he does.
Last year, Max Preps named Sammy as National High School Athlete of the Year. He says the different types of training he's gotten from wrestling and track have contributed to the type of football player he is today.
I think being a 3-sport athlete is one of the best things you can do for the sport that you love the most. With football, you got to take a break sometimes, so getting away from that with wrestling and track just kind of gives me a break, gives my body a break, and it helps football too. With wrestling, you learn a mental side, and wrestling is not easy, so you learn to be mentally tough, and then with track, you learn top end speed, so they definitely have their benefits for football.
So Sammy's always been involved with track and wrestling and football and other sports, and I think what happens is each of those sports contributes to his development as an athlete. Obviously the aspect of speed and explosiveness from track, but I'm telling you, wrestling is one of the best things a kid can do. It's just you and your opponent on the mat. There's no place to hide. And wrestling has been a great sport to develop him as a person and an athlete.
Sammy's now pretty easy to pick out on a football field thanks to his powerful 6'2", 230-pound frame, complete with that signature mullet.
My freshman year, we were coming off of COVID, and everybody had long hair because no one cut their hair. And I don't know how it happened, but one person got a mullet, and then everybody else got a mullet, and it's just kind of stuck with me since.
He's never tried to garner any attention, or it's never been about Sammy. He cares about everybody in this room and everybody in this program, and that's what makes him special.
He's a team kid. He's a team player. He's just as excited about the success of his teammates, and maybe even more so than his own success.
Sammy's also a terrific student, as he's never gotten a B and carries a 4.0 grade point average. He's going to continue his academic and athletic careers at Clemson University.
I just kind of felt like when I was there, it was just home. I can't describe the feeling, but something inside me just said that it was the place. You know, everything about it, the culture, the history at linebacker, I think just everything about it kind of brought me to Clemson.
Down the road, Sammy's interested in either being a pediatrician or becoming a football coach like his dad. But the way his athletic career is going, his #1 dream of being an NFL player may come first.
It would be unbelievable. It would be like surreal because I can remember growing up watching, I'm a Steelers fan, so Troy Polamalu and James Harrison and that crowd, it would be really cool to play at the highest level and just play watching the people that I grew up with.
I think as long as he stays healthy and he stays focused, that anything that he decides he wants to do, whether it's be a pediatrician or be an NFL player or be a pastor in a church, Sammy Brown can do anything that he sets his mind to.
Thanks for checking out Sports Stars of Tomorrow on YouTube. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a like and please subscribe to our channel so you see all of the latest content.